Well, we talk about money tonight on Money Moves, and Mr. Malungelo Zilimbola of Mazi Capital says stay away from promises of pyramid schemes and rather take a long-term view with regards to your investment. And he provides this advice. Mr. Malungelo Zilimbola is the Chief Investment Officer of Mazi Capital. And pleasure to catch up with you once again.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Now, we have been having a whole number of pyramid schemes, and we've been alerted, warned, advised about them, but somehow we always go back and we believe that this time around we're onto something. Just talk me through pyramid schemes. What is their typical nature?
Absolutely. Investments really, it's about long term. So if somebody comes to you and is selling an investment product and it's too good to be true, you must know that it's not real.
Yeah.
So somebody promising you that you'll double your money within a year, that's not true. So a lot of these pyramid schemes come in that form that people say, I'll sell you this product, you'll make money within 6 months, you'll double your money. And you know that it's not true. Investing is about the long term. You must have a long-term view, at least 5 years. Just imagine this. If you buy a cow and you want to breed cattle, you're not going to wait for 6 months or a year and want to double and that cattle to produce and double in value.
Yeah.
So it's a long-term game. So pyramid schemes, people are caught in there because they're short-term minded. They want to make money in the shortest space of time, and that's why they're caught into these pyramid schemes.
Well, let's talk about the recent one, Triple M. Because I had a lot of people defending it, right? And getting upset when others suggested that this is a pyramid scheme, including getting upset at the authorities for threatening to close it down.
Absolutely. Triple M is not an investment, and period. So if you want to invest, you invest for the long term. You're investing you buy an asset with long-term cash flows, and those cash flows must be sustainable. So if you invest in something and you don't know how the money is generated, how the cash is, you invest in a black box, and people tell you you're going to make 30% in every month. How are you going to make that 30%? So you must understand the underlying value. If you buy into a business and that business is generating cash flows and you can see those cash flows and the cash flows are sustainable and that business is also growing with time, in other words, the capital that you invested in that business is also growing. That's what we call an investment. But if somebody tells you, buy this product and you're going to get 30% every month, it's going to double in a year or double in a shorter space of time, you must know that that is not an investment.
Now, who should be investing? Because you see, here's another point. The very people who operate pyramid schemes may argue that they generate a new type of investor, or they bring in new investors who normally would not invest their monies into anything, any product. Yeah. So from your point of view, who should be investing? And I'm asking this question, I've asked other people before. If you don't have a lot of money, you think it's not your place to be investing. Absolutely. In the normal way that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody should be investing. So, and the first place to invest is that you start by saving. What do I mean by saving? When you save is when you get your income, you spend less than your income. And the balance is called saving. Otherwise, you are de-saving.
Yes.
Just like governments, for example, when they collect revenues and they're spending more than the revenues, we call de-saving. So the first most important thing is that as an individual, you must start by saving. Spend less than you earn. That's number one. But that money mustn't stay in the bank because a lot of people make that mistake of putting that balance of the money they're making every month in the bank. The bank only gives you 2 to 3% of interest, and plus there's a lot of charges there. So it's not a wise thing to do to leave the money in the bank. So, and therefore we talk about investing. So you start by saving, there's money, the surplus. Anybody that has got a surplus money left behind every month, that person must be invested money. Must not leave that money lying in the bank. Even if it's 200 rand, even if it's 500 rand, even if it's 1,000 rand. So investing is for everybody. It's a misnomer that people with money must invest. And you don't have to invest a lump sum. You can invest if you earn 10,000 rand, you spend 8,000 rand, you left with 2,000 every month, you can invest that amount. You left with 200 rand every month, you can invest that amount. So there are debit orders where you can make arrangement to pay every month and invest. So investing is for everybody.
Now, let's look at the strategies that you must pursue when you are investing money, irrespective of your level, right? And the risks that go with it, if there are any. What should you consider? Because it sounds like it's something for the experts like yourself, you see. That's one problem with many of us when it comes to investing. It looks like you've got to read a whole number of publications, understand so much jargon, and it can be very confusing. At a simpler level, what is it that you need to know and understand when you start investing money?
The most important thing is also to deal with credible entities or individuals. So anybody that's handling money, that's managing money, that's advising you on finances must be accredited by the FSB, the Financial Services Board. So always when you deal with these people, make sure that they are registered. If you ask the Triple M guys, are you guys accredited? Are you licensed by the FSB? The question is going to be no. So for me, the most important thing, deal with the credible guys and ask the guys whether they are licensed. And if they are licensed and you get good advice for them, they are licensed and they're accredited, they're qualified to give you good advice. So, and these guys will take you through the ABCs of investing. They'll find out what your risk appetite is. They'll ask out about your horizon, for example. So you want to invest 1,000 rand, you want to invest over 3 years or 5 years, and they can choose an appropriate product for you. There's a lot of products from money market to balance fund to equity funds. So, and your financial advisor will be able to pick the right one for you based on your objectives, investment objectives, and also based on your investment horizon, and also based on your risk appetite.
Now, when is the right time to start investing? Is there a particular age? Are there a particular set of conditions that must be met before you start?
And investing is about creating a long-term sustainable wealth. And you have to start as early as you can. That's why people end up with all these manner of products like Triple M, because they start late and they want to catch up. They take too much risk in order to catch up because they started investing late. So my view is that you've got to start early and you've got to invest in the right product. And if you're in the right products, what we call one of the main drivers of investing is compound interest. The interest on interest on interest on interest. That is really what's giving you all that wealth at the end of the day. So you have to start early, that's number one. And then you've got to invest in sustainable products, and the compound interest is what is going to give you the returns. It's not the doubling of money, overnight that is going to create that wealth for you. So as early as possible, I would advise.
Wherever possible. But are you ever too old to start investing?
Never. You're never too old to start investing. So even if you're old, there are appropriate products that are geared towards people. In fact, even if you're in retirement, you can buy these high-yielding products or high-interest product where you get a lot of interest and you live on that interest, and you leave the capital lying there, for the rainy day. So yes, there are products for even older people where they only need the income, but they're not touching the capital.
And any particular risks to consider? Because we've spoken about pyramid schemes. We want quick money overnight, and then you've got to take a long-term view on things. But even those different asset classes have got their own particular challenges, right? The returns that, depending on how much you want to get out of your investments, you choose a particular asset class over the other. Just talk me through that.
Absolutely. So obviously there is volatility in the markets. If you invest in any of those products, there's volatility. So that short-term volatility must not scare you, because if you're investing for 5 years and the markets are going up and down in the short term, it doesn't mean that you're losing your money. So even if you're losing some money, it's unrealized losses. You stay invested. In the meantime, you're getting dividends and you're getting interest on interest. That is what we call now that compound interest. And I think you must just be wary of the volatility of the markets, and the investments are also not guaranteed. So you're not saying that if you're investing at 10,000 rand, that 10,000 rand is guaranteed. So you're taking some risk. But if you're investing with good managers like Mazi Capital, you are assured that over time you'll be able to get good returns. If you look at the volatility of our funds, are much lower than the volatility that's offered by the market. And therefore, you also have to choose the right manager, the manager that can manage that risk for you. Because we're not only asset managers, we are also risk managers. We can manage that risk for you.
Malungelo Zilimbola, thank you very much. Well, he knows what he's talking about. He's the Chief Investment Officer of Mazi Capital. And of course, you know, can't make money, have it give you returns 100% within 2 months. You've got to have a long-term view. And of course, make sure that there's risks attached to making investments. So use accredited institutions or accredited professionals for your professional advisory needs.